I want to talk to you about mental models and why it's important for teachers to have a mental model of their students that incorporates our best scientific understanding of how students think and learn. My friend Dan Willingham, the cognitive scientist, has this phrase he uses, which is that every teacher, whether implicitly or explicitly, has a theory of how learning takes place with their students. So if you think about it, when a teacher does something, some action, they're intending for something to happen on the part of their students that will lead to some sort of learning outcome. And really what we want, and what I think the early career frameworks in the UK have done so admirably, is to say that we want that theory to be our best available scientific one and to not use unscientific theories in our teaching. But now I want to talk about a theory of learning that's widely prevalent but unfortunately doesn't have the support of our scientific inquiries, and that's learning styles. Now, I may trigger a few people here, so I just want you to bear with me. So the theory of learning styles is that different people learn more effectively depending on having that information presented in the way they would prefer. So you may have heard people say, well, I'm a visual learner. You may even think of yourself as a visual learner. Other people might say, well, I'm an audio learner. I learn best by listening to something. And still others might say, I'm a kinesthetic learner. I learn best by moving around. It's a completely plausible theory. A lot of people have it. You may even have it. Here's the thing. We've studied it. We've looked at it, not just once, not just twice, but over and over and over again. And as best we can tell using scientific inquiry, there's just very little evidence that presenting someone information in their preferred style is at all effective in helping them improve their learning. I know that that doesn't sound right. We think that we must learn a certain way, and we know that we like these ways. But here's the deal. Often our intuitions about learning can be mistaken. I mean, this is really why the tools of cognitive science are so important for teachers, because we might have all these beliefs about what we think works, but we really want to turn and rely on what we've studied and investigated time and again, and use that to inform our mental model of what's taking place with our students. That's what's going to be more effective for them, and frankly, make it easier for you. So, going forward, if you investigate this, if you come around to the position that I again would submit to you as scientifically supported, which is that learning styles is not a particularly effective strategy to use with your students, what happens when you start hearing some of your teaching colleagues who believe firmly in that? Let me just say that I have found in my life that it's not particularly effective to say, well, you're wrong and the science says so. What you instead might want to try is see if you can shift the topic a bit and say, you know, I've been really interested in this dual coding approach to learning, and I've been trying it with some of my students, and let's investigate that together. And maybe by working together with your colleagues, you can give them a new mental model of how to approach their teaching. You don't try to just disprove something that they may already believe, but you instead create an alternative possibility that they can employ. That's what I think makes effective educating often. It's not so much about, you need to know this or else you're, ill-advised, dare I say stupid, but instead trying to give people something new that they can use and find powerful in their own teaching and in their own life. So I don't know if this module could rise that high, but I hope you found it somewhat helpful, and I hope you have encoded it. Thanks.